everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. That is actually an insane thing to say. So hi, my name is Aya, and in case you don't know me, I make a lot of content mainly on BookTok and also Bookstagram every now and then. Today we're here to read a very requested book. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how requested this was. We're reading Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This better be good. I've said this so many times, but one of the reasons I was so afraid to start this book is because when there's a lot of hype around a book, it can either go really well or like really bad. And I'm terrified of what this is gonna be. But I've created my playlist. I'm just gonna listen to some music, and to be honest, I don't think I'm gonna record the whole thing. I feel like I'm just gonna be giving you guys updates because I don't know, I like getting into my own world when I'm reading, and if I'm recording the entire time, it's not gonna be genuine. To be honest, the only reason I'm reading this is because I want to meet who this guy is. Guy? Also, something I love in fantasy books is when they have like their own vocabulary. Like, for example, they say, for plague's sake. I like that. Anyways, it's only page 11 and I have already so much to say, so I'm just gonna keep reading. There's powers in this? Why did no one tell me? I thought it was all just like swords and fist fighting. The king's name is Edric, and that makes me mad for absolutely no reason. Who calls a kid? It's like a mix between Edmund and Eric, and she didn't know what to choose, so she called him Edric. It sounds bad. It sounds bad. It really sounds bad, and it's making me mad. Edric. I just realized there's a sticker, and I have to take it off. Guys, what was the point of this sticker, though? Alright, fixed it. I have pointy ass nails, so. Okay, so what this thing is telling me is that this Kai guy is basically Aaron Warner 2.0. He can take people's powers and stuff like that, is that not it? That's what I understood. So, she just had this encounter with one of the guards, and she actually made me believe that she had psychic abilities. And turns out she was just observant and really smart. I like that. I forgot how mentally draining starting a new fantasy series is. There are a bunch of words I don't understand. Like, what the hell is a crawler? How am I supposed to know? I'm trying to get into it, I promise. It's working though, the music is helping a lot. That doesn't mean I'm not liking it though, just so you know. I want to clear that up. I'm enjoying this so far. I feel like it's kind of slow right now, but I'm only 30 pages in. For some reason, I'm reading really slowly. But yeah, I'm liking this. It's not like I'm not liking it. It happens with every fantasy series I've ever started. The world building and all that stuff, I need time to get into it, so. Okay, took a little break. I feel like a lot of stuff is going on, but at the same time, not much is going on. Like, I feel like a lot of things are being explained, but nothing really is happening. The 6th Purging Trials is about to begin. Remember the purging thing, the plague, honor to your kingdom, your family, and yourself. You could be the next victorious elite. This seems a little unoriginal, no? So I'm reading their first encounter from Kai's perspective, and he says, her lips twitch into a slight smile, the type that makes a man's head turn just to get another glimpse of it in the hopes it was meant for him. Okay. Also, I have a question though, because I've just seen the whole scene with like the family and like the little ordinary girl. If Peyton, or whatever her name is, doesn't have any powers, isn't he meant to like notice that? He can notice that, right? Okay, literally what I just said. I just had to read a little more and it says nothing. I feel nothing. Oh my god. Oh, he's not sure of it though. He says you're tired, injured, it could be a mistake. Okay, so listen. From what I've just read, which is only 54 pages, Kai is very cocky. He's very arrogant. I'm not sure. This is just him gaslighting himself at this point. He's like, she's such a pretty girl. She's so hot. She looks cute. I'm exhausted. Don't want to do my job. I'm just leaving. And he's kind of like gaslighting himself into, you know, believing that he's tired. And this is just a mistake, you guys. Okay, so Kai's struggling and she's about to intervene. And at first I was worried because I was like, if she does it out of the goodness of her heart, that doesn't make any sense. I was gonna be really mad if that happened, because earlier she saw a little kid being beaten up and she was like, I'm not going through this again. I did that once and it didn't go well. So I was like, if she does this with Kai, but she's saying how she's going to honor her father because he went through the same thing. I think that's a great way of giving us information, because we kind of know what happened to her father, and at the same time she's getting into Kai's path without it being out of character, if that makes sense. The king is the one who killed her father, and she doesn't know who Kai is. Awkward. He keeps calling her darling. She's so smart. It's so refreshing. She figured out that he banished someone and that he doesn't want anyone to know about it just from looking at his boots and knowing what society and people tend to talk about. That is impressive. Or maybe I'm just too dumb. It's one of the two. Okay, so I stopped to have lunch and I'm gonna tell you some theories that I have, even though I haven't even gotten to like 100 pages. Okay, so Peyton is gonna participate in like the purging thingy. That's not a theory, that's like a fact. I just read it. And there has to be a training arc, no? Like she can't just like jump into it. I feel like there's gonna be a training arc, and I feel like Kai and her are gonna get really close because he still thinks she has powers that he doesn't understand. And they're gonna get like really close, but when it comes to like the final moment, like a real moment, in which, you know, they both have like to confront each other, I feel like the truth is gonna come out somehow. And instead of like saving her and helping her escape and stuff like that, I feel like he's gonna be against her and he's gonna betray her, because I know there's like a betrayal. That's the only thing I know. I know that there's like a betrayal in there, and she's gonna have to like run away or something. She's gonna expect him to defend her, but then he's gonna be like, I can't betray my father, I can't betray the crown in front of everyone. I don't know if he's gonna want to defend her, but he's gonna be like, I'm not gonna do it, or if he will actually be against her. Okay, done with lunch. I'm gonna keep reading. I feel like I'm updating way too much. Like I feel like I've talked way too much, and I'm only 70 pages in. Okay, I need to shut up. I talk a lot. So I feel like I'm gonna put the phone down. I'm gonna try to read, and then I'll be giving you like updates after reading like a couple of chapters instead of like trying to like film my reactions in the moment. I'm still trying to figure out all of this. Okay, I'm so sorry. Hey everyone, I'm gonna cover. Oh shit. Hello? I'm in page 203. They're in the forest for the first trial, and Kai is climbing up a tree to look for water. This man has a fear of heights. This guy could literally plummet to his death, and he's worried about his reputation. This is finally getting interesting. Peyton is fighting Ace. I need to see death. I need to see dead people. I need people to die. Preferably Blair. I don't like Blair. He's worried. He's worried. Stop it. Oh, he's calling her Pay for the first time. I need to tap this. I need to tap this. But in this moment, I don't want to die. If only so I could hear him say my name one more time. Remind me to make you smile like that again when you aren't dying and I have all the time in the world to memorize it. Stop! I'm literally kicking my feet right now. My guy is so in love with her, he told her, if you die, I'm gonna kill you. I'm so glad I'm finally seeing some emotion from this man, because up until now, all I've seen him do is flirt with her. That's all he did. And I was like, do you have like a personality? Do you have something else to give me? Do you have something else to bring to the table? And now he's delivering. This is what I've been waiting for. Who did this line? This is all I needed. Thank you very much. I need him. I need him. Look at the sunset. Look at how pretty that is. Okay, I'm not sure how much you guys are gonna hate what I'm just about to say, but it's starting to get just a little bit annoying how flirty Kai is, because he doesn't even stop at like the most like shocking moments or like most serious moments. He just killed Sadie, all right? And Peyton she's traumatized. Okay, like the girl, she's shocked, she's traumatized. She's getting flashbacks from her dad. She's like this is just someone who died in front of me. And he's like, don't look at her, look at me. I'm like, okay, good. And then he's like, I know how much you like looking into my eyes. You're so annoying. Why? Can he stop? Can he have like a real conversation? I don't even know why I'm asking this, because I know he can. I've read him do it. I've seen him do it. Okay, so it's actually, I would say it's the next day, but it's literally midnight, so is it really the next day? Also, I just kept reading, and he buried Sadie and he put flowers on her grave. That's so sweet. Yes, he was the one to kill her, but at least he gave her flowers. You did not just kill Jax. You did not just kill Jax. I'm gonna start crying. I refuse. That's not true. That's not true. That did not happen. That did not happen. Look at me. Why would you do this to me? Don't scare me like that. Someone that is really making me enjoy this series is Peyton. I don't think I would enjoy this series as much if it weren't for her. Like, she's very wise. She's strong, she's resilient, she's passionate. I love that about her. She's currently having a conversation with Kit. The way she talks and how she's so passionate about things, I would follow this girl into battle. So why is Kit he tells her, we made a deal, remember? Keep looking at me and I'll keep listening to you. If Kai and Peyton didn't have like a very obvious chemistry, I would ship her with Kit so much. And I'm terrified. I'm terrified because I'm starting to warm up to Kit, and I'm terrified that he's just gonna be like an Adam or like a Tamlin. I don't want him to be the bad guy, and if he ends up being the bad guy, I'm gonna be so disappointed because I feel like he has so much potential. Is Levy a part of the Resistance? That's so cool. I knew I liked him. Well, I hope he's good. What if he's not good? Lenny calls her princess. That's so Kenji coded. Okay, so it's been like 2 days since I last updated, and I'm gonna be completely honest, I haven't read anything since then. Like, yesterday I just didn't feel like reading. I wasn't having like my best day, and today I'm doing stuff, but my intentions are to finish the book today. I feel like I still have like 200 pages or even less, but yeah, those are my intentions today. I can't promise anything. Okay, so it's midnight again because I was busy, but I didn't go to sleep, so let's just act like it's the same day. This is getting crazy interesting. Like, at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was getting worried because the beginning of the book was great, it was interesting, and then it became a little unoriginal, and I'm like, okay, this is really slow, nothing really is happening. But now with all the trials and everything, I read the second trial and I loved it. I loved the twist that they had to work in like groups, and then they had to like fight off each other, and then she left Kai to kill Ace. Love that. And then Kai was like, go win this damn thing, and I was like, okay, period. Another thing I absolutely loved, and I think it might be like my favorite scene in the book so far, is the fact that she told him, you can touch me when you're sober, and he wrote it on his hand. At first I thought the betrayal was gonna be like during the trials, like they're gonna have to fight each other. Now I'm not so sure anymore because there's this whole like resistance thing and she's helping them out. What I think is gonna happen is they're gonna find out that she's an ordinary, right? And that she's been helping out the resistance, and Kai will not want to go after her, but they're gonna force him. I feel like that's what's gonna happen. Anyways, I have exactly 100 pages to go. I'm not sure I'll finish it tonight because I don't want to go to sleep so late, but at the same time, I don't want to stop reading, so. I don't know that I ever lived before laying eyes on the likes of you. Hardest fucking line in the entire book. Took a little break and now I'm back to reading, and they were having like this moment under the rain. I was enjoying it so much until she says his name. He smiles, and then she's like, what? And then he's like, I love how you say my name, or like my name coming from your lips or whatever. And she's like, that's not your name, is it? Your name is Malachi. And that threw me off because I'm like, what am I reading? Shatter Me Again? It's moments like these that throw me off a little because I'm like, you kind of make it obvious that this book was made for Book Talk. And it's not necessarily like a bad thing because, well, I come from Book Talk. Sometimes they make it so obvious that the book stops being the artist's book and it becomes a book made by and for the audience, which takes the originality out. I don't want to read a Shatter Me 2.0. Give me original scenes. This was going so well. They were under the rain and they were having like a real conversation, and he was like, I want you to see me like the man I am to you, not like my title or anything. I was like, okay, good. And then, oh my god, it's 3 a.m. and I just finished the book. What a crazy roller coaster. So I cried a little. I was not expecting, well, I was kind of expecting Adina, or whatever her name is, to be somewhere there, because I saw some people be like really sad about her a few months ago on TikTok. So I cannot really escape that. The betrayal, turns out, the betrayal was the other way around. It was only the princess who felt betrayed by Peyton, which I thought they were gonna betray her somehow. I'm gonna be completely honest. The plot twist of Kai killing Peyton's father, I kind of saw it coming, because I was like, there's no way it's gonna be like that obvious, right? There's no way they're gonna tell you from the beginning that it was the king and then it's gonna stay that way. I was like, there has to be, it might have been Kai or something. It turns out I was right. It was on the back of my mind, and I fucking hate how this book ended. I mean, it makes sense. I wasn't expecting anything else. I hate it. I hate that she's alone, and I hate that she's gonna have to face this alone. But there was a site that saw the whole thing, like the whole conversation between the king and Peyton before the king died. And I feel like that's gonna, you know, play a part in the future. They're gonna see how he killed her father, because technically the princes don't know why Peyton killed the king. Right? So I'm gonna go to sleep now because it's really late, but tomorrow I'll be giving you a full review on the things I liked and the things I disliked, and also my final rating. Hi, it's the next day and I've written hopefully everything down for me to give you my final thoughts on this book. Okay, so I'm giving this review keeping in mind that this is the first book in a fantasy trilogy, and I do understand that a lot of these series sometimes use the first book as like a big introduction into the universe. So when I say that this is a slow book, etc., it's not necessarily a negative thing. So there were a few points that I wasn't sure if they were like positive or negative. One of them being the fact that Lauren Roberts doesn't really explain stuff. Like, she doesn't explain powers to you. She lets you figure everything out on your own. And that can be a good thing, because I feel like you have to be like a skilled writer in order to allow the reader to understand everything without directly explaining stuff. But at the same time, I felt like she could have made it easier for the readers, because we were getting character introductions, we were getting universe introductions, and on top of that I have to figure out which power is which. And I feel like that's more of like a me thing. I don't think this is gonna be like a popular opinion, but that's like a me thing. Now let's jump on onto the negative things so I can finish this video on a positive note. I feel like my biggest issue with this book was how unoriginal it was. If you're looking for something original, if you're looking for something groundbreaking, something new, this is not the book for you, because I just felt like it was a Hunger Games 2.0 but with powers involved. And also I feel like the writing wasn't doing it any favors, because it wasn't bad, it was average. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. So a lot of the times I can let a plot that is unoriginal slide if the author has like a very unique style of writing, or like a style of writing that stands out. This wasn't the case. I felt like the dialogue wasn't flowing a lot of the times. It felt very unnatural. One of the examples being when Peyton is trying to get information out of Kit, and Kit all of a sudden, to this girl whom he doesn't absolutely know at all, like he met her a few days ago, he was like, fine. He literally said, fine, I'll tell you, you deserve to know. I'm like, this is definitely not how the conversation would go. It felt very unnatural, which leads me to the fact that a lot of the times the dialogue didn't have any substance to the story. It was not important. I remember one scene in which Peyton was like, okay, I think it was in the first trial, Peyton was like, what are we going to do? Like, you know, you and me, we're a team now. And instead of answering like a normal person would in that situation, Kai started flirting with her. You're not adding anything to the story. I'm just reading the same thing over and over again. Yes, he's cute. Yes, he's charming. Yes, he has charisma. But I need you to add something more to the plot. And Kai, I'm sorry for this, but he flirted way too much, to the point where it wasn't special anymore. I felt like in a lot of scenes, I should be giggling and I should be so excited that this is finally happening, but I wasn't, because I was like, this is nothing special. They've been doing this for all 500 pages. I feel like this is the last of my issues with this book, is that it really felt like it was made for Book Talk, and like I said before, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I can tell that she just took different tropes and different cute scenes and she put them all together, and then out of that she created an entire plot instead of creating the plot and then creating very niche specific scenes. Now on to the positive things. This was a fun book. It's been a long time since I've read a story about a teenager trying to overthrow a corrupt government. And it was cool to come back to it, I'm not gonna lie. All characters were very likable. I think I liked every single character except maybe one or two, obviously, because they're the villains, but you get the gist. I think my favorite part were the trials, specifically the second one. I felt like that was probably the most original out of all of them, even though it was like the most simple. The first one just felt like the Hunger Games again. But I love the trials, I love action. I think the way the action scenes were written was very well. It kept me on the edge of my seat. I was like, what's gonna happen? It kept me wanting to keep reading. I wanted to know what was going to happen, and I think, you know, that's proof that she did a great job. On more specific notes, I liked how the characters weren't two-dimensional. I feel like there were a lot of scenes that I was like, she could have made this more simple, but she decided to go through a more complex path, which I appreciate. One of them being the fact that Kai and Peyton have very similar values. But the question was, do those values outweigh his loyalty to his brother and to the crown? I thought that was very interesting. The fact that everything was very consistent, I feel like throughout the entire book, Kai kept saying, I'm a killer, I'm a monster, etc. And we only saw him being a good guy. Like, he spared the little girl, he kept saving Peyton over and over again, he had a great relationship with Jax. I was like, this does not seem like a killer, until he killed Sadie, was her name. In that moment, you're like, okay, this is the guy we're talking about. This is a great reminder that this guy is a killer and that he's a murderer and he's murdered people and he will not hesitate to do it if it means that he can save himself and the ones he cares about. But yeah, overall, I had so much fun. I will definitely be reading the next books. I just feel like this wasn't the best thing I've read out there, but it was fun. It was a great time. I had fun with it. The negative things I've talked about, I feel like they could have been fixed with a little bit more of editing, so it's nothing too serious. Obviously ignoring the fact that I don't feel like this is a very original story, but I feel like I can look past that. I'm very excited to read the next books. I just hope that all of the things I've mentioned can be fixed. And thank you to everyone who recommended this. I actually had so much fun, and I hope you guys had fun watching this video. This is my first video, so I'll try to do better next time. I'm still trying to figure out all of this YouTube thing, so hopefully I will get better. If you've watched the entire thing, that's amazing. I love you. Thank you so much. Consider subscribing if you want, and follow me on TikTok and Instagram if you want. Bye.